So continuous testing, different types of testing is done in this stage, and you would have automated all these testing stages, right? And continuous monitoring of all the servers and taking precautionary measure to prevent the system down. So now we know like RA, release automation, is the tool to achieve continuous deployment. DevTest enables us to achieve the continuous testing. So in short, integration between release automation and DevTest enables you to perform continuous delivery and continuous testing, which helps you to do the release faster and identify the defect early in the life cycle and implement DevOps as the best practice. So going to the slides. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, as I told you, like this is more on integration, release automation side. So we'll look at the features of DevTest. DevTest is made up of service virtualization and application test. Again, I will not cover all the features of DevTest. From this presentation point of view, from the release automation, like we have an action pack. So from that point of view, I'm saying like DevTest is made up of service virtualization and application test. So application test provides you the testing framework where you can design and execute any type of testing, like maybe unit testing, functional testing, regression, etc. So with DevOps getting popular, and one of the best practices in DevOps is to shift left or test early to identify the defects early in the life cycle. Second one is the service virtualization, which helps you to record the service, and you can continue with the testing even if the actual service is not available. It helps you to reduce the lab infrastructure and software and save you a lot of time and money. So I've seen in many client plays that testing team doesn't get enough time for testing, where they say like environment is not stable or not available, or even development team might have not completed their development work. So S3 simplifies your stage, and it helps you to record the service, and you can do the testing on that. So going to the steps, I would say this integration, I've worked on like many integrations, but this is very simple integration, so there's no much work. Only thing is like I've put a slide where I face the issue. So if you follow this presentation, you should be able to integrate release automation with DevTest very easily. So the procedure would be like first install the release automation agent, and then install the DevTest action pack. Then I will show you like how you can do the action for service virtualization, how you can do the action for application test, and I will show you a sample flow as well. So this is the screenshot of the Automation Studio, how I can install the release automation agent. I know like this is a release automation webcast, and people might have done so many agent installation, but if there are like people from DevTest community also, for them this is like new, so that's why I wanted to show you this one. So you go to the release automation studio, and you go to the agent management, and you have an option to install the agent from here. You see a plus button. I will show it on the screen as well, and you can install for both Windows and Unix. And you will have to give the agent server name here and the login credentials, and go to advanced and enter the details here, save and install. It might take maybe hardly 5 or 10 minutes to install the agent. So there's one more way to install the agent. You go to the release operation or to the login screen where you go to this URL, RA servers URL. You can download the agent, or you can open this URL from DevTest box, and you can download the installer depending on your OS, and you can run the installation. Only thing it would ask is the execution server details, which you will have to enter in between. So the next step would be like installing the action pack. You go to the Release Automation Operation Center here, and you go to the administration, and you just type in the name of the action pack is Nolio CA Lisa Actions. So you just you don't have to enter the full the thing. You just enter Lisa. It should show up in the available, and you can just click on the box and say download, and that should install the action pack. So once you install the action pack, you go to the actions. You see like two packages. One is for application test, and other one is for virtual service. So these are the two things you see, and you can do all these actions with that action pack. So this is the sample screenshot. Maybe I will show it again in the screen, but this is like when I share the screen, you have the sample screenshot. That's why I put this one. This is for the deploying the virtual service. You don't have to give more details, just this DevTest server name, and this is the default the thing which would port which would be there already. You just enter the login credential. I've used the default admin user, and you have to enter the path for the MAR file. MAR file is model archive file, which is created when you create the virtual service. So, and make sure, this is one important thing which I saw, VSE should be in capital. When I put the small letter, it was not working. So make sure that you put the capital letter here. So this is an example for deploying the virtual service, and similarly for the stopping the virtual service, you just have to enter the virtual service name, and rest of the details are same. And third one, we are coming to the test case part, test case or the test suite. One important thing what I found is, like, if I didn't do this step, and if I just try to execute the test case or the test suite, it was not getting executed. So make sure that I will show like where the step is included. So just put this thing. This line would be there actually if it is by default. If it is not there, just type in this one. And it is in the C DevTest folder, installation folder, and you will have to edit the local properties file. And when we go to the test case or test suite, it mentions that here. So read, when you go to the test case, also it gives you Lisa property or local property. But DevTest team advised me that it's strongly advised that they don't, users don't change the Lisa properties. So that's why they have to modify the local properties. And you can just copy this line and paste it in the local properties. And it's same, just give the DevTest server name, port, and the path where your test case or the test suite is stored. So you just give that path. This is the relative path. You just give that, and it will start working. So let us get into the tool now. So to installation, this is the login page. So to open the Automation Studio, you go here, you can click on this, and you will get a sorry about that. you will get a ASAP page. You just open this user interface will open. So you go to the design administration part, and you can go to the agent, and you have the plus button here. You just you can install agent on Windows or Unix. Once you open that, you just have to enter the agent name here and the user credential.
Manju?
Yeah.
Manju, we're not seeing your screen. Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, 1 minute.
Yeah, we're still seeing the demonstration slide.
Oh. Can you see now?
There you go. Yep. Yep. I think we're good.
Should I
repeat
bit. Or yeah?
Yeah, you might want to go back. Yeah.
Okay. So do you want me to go from the slides or?
No, just go ahead where you started sharing your screen or sharing the demonstration. Just start from the beginning of that.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize that I wasn't sharing my screen. So, and also I think you informed me through the chat. I didn't look at the chat. I'm sorry about that. So, to install the agent, we have many options. First one is go to the Automation Studio. You can click on this and you get the ASAP interface. You can just double click on that and this user interface will open. So you have like administration here. So come to that, and you have the agent management here. So you click on this plus button and you can install the Windows or depending on the agent operating system. So I click on the Windows. So you see the server name. This is the agent name where you can enter the agent name, and in our case, it would be a DevTest server, and you enter the login credential for that, and you go to the advanced button, and you just enter the login credentials, save and close, and then you do the install. Installation will happen. So it hardly takes 5 to 10 minutes. And there's one more way to do the install. You open this one, this URL on your machine where you want to install the agent, and you have options to download the agent installation file. You can either do it on your local machine and copy that to that agent box, or you can directly run this URL on the agent box. And once I log into the ROC or Release Automation Studio, you go to the administration. You have the action management here. So you can click on that. In my machine, I have already installed service virtualization, so that's why I don't find that. It should be there in the installed one. But what you can do is you can just go and type in Lisa or service virtualization. I've already done that, so that's why you are not seeing that. So once I do this, say for example, service desk, for example, if I want to install, I just click on this and do the download. It should get installed. Okay. So let me show you the demo. Let me show you the demo. First, we'll look at the flow, and then we will see we'll get into the action and we'll see what actions are doing. So let me do a deployment. And before that, I want to show you, this is the DevTest box where I don't have any virtual service running here. So what would happen is once I run the deployment, it should start a virtual service, and it would start running the test cases there. So demo, let me put a name for us. And I'll start the deployment. So the deployment has started. So what this means is, I'll just show you the execution. So this is it's a simple flow. I've not done jazzy stuff as a step here. I just wanted to show like the integration, so that is why I've just this thing. So you see this task demo final one, the virtual service has been started, and you keep noticing this one, the transaction count should increase as the test case will start running. You might see a little bit of lag because I've just used a simple lab machine with very less RAM. So you might see a kind of lag or delay, but it has started the virtual running the test case. So only thing we will have to see is like the transaction count will start increasing. So while that does, so what is happening? You see this transaction is happening, and after some time I mean, it's really fast. Only because of my system, it takes some time. Otherwise, it should happen very fast. So what this means is, like in DevOps model, as part of the continuous integration, where the developer has checked in the code and the build has triggered in the CI tool like Jenkins, TFS, or any of your favorite CI tools. Once the build is completed, release automation will start the deployment, and once the deployment, once you do the deploy to any stage, you can run this process to enable continuous testing, where you can, run all your test cases or even test suite to find out if there's a bug or a defect. So if I go to the monitoring test, we see that it has kicked off. If I see in release automation, the flow has completed. So this will come, and what would happen is if the test is passed, it should pass actually. So we will see a green check, or if it fails, it gives a red cross. And even for I've tested for test suite, which really takes a long time. So let us get into the action. Before that, like process design, I will show you like so let me so if I want to show you service virtualization, say if we want to add the action service virtualization, see here. So these are the two things what I was saying with the action Lisa action pack. These are the two things which gets included. So we can do all these things, like we can deploy the virtual service, we can redeploy, we can remove, we can start, stop, and we can run the test case and even the test suite. So let us see a sample. So now this is running. Let me stop from here. So what happens, like what is the meaning of the starting or deploying or removing it from the virtual service environment? So when we create the virtual services, it comes here, it's getting created, the virtual service is getting created. So we do the recording and we give the port number here. The port number is 7008. So we have recorded whatever the test case, whatever the service has to be captured, we have recorded that. And once we deploy, say for example, if I want to deploy this one, I go and say deploy. So if we want to use that virtual service, it gets deployed to your virtual service environment. Yeah, it gets deployed to your virtual service environment, where you can start using that service. So you see that? So I can stop this, or I can remove it from the virtual service. If when I'm not using, I can just remove it from the virtual service environment and it's removed. So we are doing the same thing from release automation. so the virtual service is running. So I just go there. Let me show you the configuration or setting. This is the DevTest server port, admin login credentials, and the service name. So I can test this. I use the DevTest box, and I say start testing. I'm not actually running the process. I'm just testing the action, and it should stop that process. It's gone. I have just enabled only running services. Otherwise, it should be offline. Things should be there. And if we undeploy, I don't know whether we call it undeploy or remove from the VSE, it goes off to the VS virtual service. And this is how this thing, and we can deploy. We have seen it in the process, but we can. This is the part of the MAR file, what I told, which would be there in the DevTest server. So I just run. So it should deploy that virtual service now. So it's getting deployed. It's deploying the virtual service now. Just choose only the running one. And it should appear in a minute. Yeah, that's it. And we can stop. And I will run the test case. What happens when I run the test case is that service, the test case is run against that virtual service. So we see that transaction count will start increasing. But if say suppose if this virtual service is not started or not deployed, what would happen is the test case will fail. So now it has started, it's running. So it would take some time for the transaction to appear. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you today. Like this is how you do the integration and how you run the actions or the process. Yeah, you see, you start seeing the transaction appearing here, and this is running. So maybe we will. I mean, if you have any questions, we can take up the questions.
Folks, if you have any questions, please feel free to utilize the Q&A tab. You can ask your question there. I think we've had a couple questions come in, but we've gotten them answered. So let's give it a minute. Did you have anything else you wanted to show us while we're waiting for questions, Manju?
Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you, show the people today, please.
Okay. Let's give it a minute here. Do we have any other questions out there?
I see.
We do have
yeah.
Do we have any DevTest plugins available for Jenkins?
Sorry, come again, Chris, I think.
Do we have any DevTest plugins available for Jenkins?
Oh, I'm not very sure whether Jenkins plugin is there for DevTest, but for release automation we have. Yeah, I can check that and I can get, maybe I can reply, or maybe they can contact me on my email address and I can reply to them.
Actually, it actually looks like Gustav actually answered. The answer is no for that one.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Gustav.
Next question is, what version of DevTest are you using here?
Yeah, I am using the older version 9.5. I think I made a note of that somewhere. I missed it, but I'm using 9.5. I know like new releases are available, but I just installed on my local box, so it was 9.5.
Okay, any other questions out there, folks?
Monica, did Kaustubh answer your question? I see that you had asked a question saying like how it will help. I can deploy the services from the tool itself. So what happens is like now in DevOps, we are doing like a lot of zero-touch deployment, right? So that's why like once when a developer does a check-in, everything should be automated. When your build is automatically triggered and your deployment is automatically happening with release automation. Once you do that deployment, your DevTest will automatically start doing the test. And if the test is passed, it goes to the next test and next stage. Say, for example, you have done it in Dev before. Now it will go to the QA and it will perform, say, like functional testing or performance testing. And again, when all the testing is completed, it will go to the next stage. So it will help you to automate, or in simple, this thing I would say like it is like zero-touch deployment.
Okay, and we do have a few questions. Just so folks know, we did open a poll. If you can take it before you leave, just to let us know how we did. You'll see that in the little polling tab. So another question here, if all the artifacts are running on the same box, what is the configuration requirement in terms of CPU and memory?
Yeah. I mean, I would advise not to install release automation and DevTest on the same box, because it would definitely take up DevOps. DevTest would take like a lot of memory, because I am running this just simple use case in my lab box with 4 GB RAM, and I think it's like 2 CPUs. It's taking up the thing. So I think just please go through the requirement for the hardware for DevTest, and if you are running very big deployments and if you have a lot of integrations and all, I would say like don't put it in the same box. This is just good for POC or simple demo, but it should be separate on the separate servers.
Okay, and question here. We have Lisa 8.0.1. Does this feature work in 8.0.1?
I think, I'm not sure with the versions, like what is the integration, the thing, but I assume that it should work, because once you are able to install the action pack, I think you should be able to do that. I'm not sure. I've not tried that with the older one.
Okay. How do we get the test results? By posting test case or test suite mar using Lisa Invoke API 2.0?
I think I'll have to get back. I need to check with the thing. But there is an action here I've seen with release automation. There was an action to check. 1 second.
It looks like Kaustubh might be answering this one.
So this is the thing of what I have in my this thing compared to results, but I have not found that option here, and I'm not sure. I've not tried that one.
It looks like Kaustubh might be answering. This is a method in the API to get the URL of the test case suite that ran using the test ID. I'm not sure. I guess that's the answer. Let's move on to the next question here. can tests count pass, fail, and CA/RA as output?
Yeah, we can do that. In fact, there's an option here when we are running. We have the option here, which I've not used, but if action is like fail, you can fail the process, and you can say like it will not go further. So you can do that option, yes.
Okay. When you say CD, CI, it will include Jenkins with RA tool or no Jenkins at all?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you take, but the simple definition for the continuous integration is when you integrate, I mean, say like with the source control tool, source code control tool like Git or SVN or any other tool. So once you check in, you can use Jenkins is an orchestrator, I would say, or continuous integration tool to facilitate that to trigger the build. So it's like, I would say yes, combination of source control and the Jenkins. Yes, I wouldn't say Jenkins in particular, but any continuous integration tool.
Very good. Do we have any more questions out there, folks? Let's see, one more question here. Can you dig into the test results directly from the RA console without jumping over to the DevTest portal?
Yeah, I mean, what would happen is, I mean, for this actually, like, you would have to integrate with Agile Central, and actually you don't have to install the agent on the DevTest box. You can do a remote running, a remote execution. But why I have shown this installation of agent on the DevTest is this would help you when you integrate with the Agile Central or Rally. So that would give you the test results. You can get the test results in Rally, and you can create there.
Okay, let's see. Any more questions out there, folks? There comes one more. A couple more here. Can we use this property to lisa.portal.invoke.test.root to point to Git? GIT.
Yeah, I understand, but what is the use case? Why do you have to do that?
I don't know. They might have to respond here. Let's go on to the next question.
Like why you have to do that? Because this is the DevTest property. It's not a configuration file kind of thing, but just to enable the test case or the test suite to run, you will have to modify this one. It's like one-time activity, so I don't see that there is any point for that to be in the Git or any source control tool.
Okay. Next one. Can we have a demo on the integration of RA tool with Jenkins and end-to-end flow from SVN to Jenkins and RA tool?
Yeah, I think it is available. I think, I mean, it's planned in future. I don't remember the date exactly, but that's going to come. And also there is a YouTube video available which shows you the end-to-end demo, like from the business requirements to the release management. So maybe I can add that link in the presentation, and they can have a look. But Jenkins integration end-to-end is also coming up.
Okay, and do you see there's a couple follow-up comments to that previous question about can we use this property. It says, we do store all DevTest projects in Git. not all users allowed to store the projects in the registry.
Yeah, this is like the storing test case and test suite. I agree that that should be there in the Git, but this is like one-time activity where administrator, dev test administrator or someone would be doing this one. So this is like one-time activity. So I don't think that it should be there in the Git. Kaustav, any comments from your side, from your experience?
Might be on mute. You can unmute your line by #6.
Yeah, but I would say, like, this is my view. You don't have to store this particular configuration. This is like one-time activity to enable your test case or the test suite. So I don't think that you'll have to add that. Test case and test suite, I definitely agree that that should be there in the Git.
Okay. Have any other questions out there, folks? Okay, Manju, that looks like it might be it for today.
Okay.
So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for participating today. We will have the recording up in the next day or so up to the site, just so you're aware. And if there isn't anything more, I wish everybody a great rest of your day. And thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you all for your time, and I hope the session was useful. Thank you so much. Good day.
Thanks again, everybody. Bye now.
Bye.